Joey Logano and Kyle Busch think the NASCAR model is broken, and is NASCAR racing in Canada? Let's get into it. Coming up next. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, before we jump into Joey Logano and Kyle Busch saying the NASCAR system is broke, are you tired of fans showing up to the racetrack looking like this? Well, now you can fight back. If you go to the link down below in the description, you can get this Actions Hypocritical t-shirt at the team store there, so check it out if you're interested in that. We also got other t-shirts, Baloney Burger Media t-shirts. Not sure if my graphic designer loves me or hates me here, but yeah, go ahead and check that out. That is my store.
I hate to say it's a broken system. I hate to say it, but it is so challenging to make it because you gotta have cash. Now that's not everybody. Right, unless you got to be a standout. You got
only 99.9% of the people got to have money.
You better be ridiculously good today to get the opportunity that I had. And I mean, even today, Kenny, I can't go drive a truck without bringing money to the table. Right?
Well, that's big.
I went to that truck at Bristol this year. I had to bring a significant amount of money to go drive it. You would think you win a couple cup championships that you can go drive whatever you want whenever you
sell
want.
You.
Right. It's like, well, they would want me in the car because I can help them, build their program. I have experience. I can, help us. Nope. I got to bring money to go race still. So
this is unbelievable. I mean, to me, this is breaking news in the garage area.
No, this is true.
Needs to be said, though.
Champion has to bring money to go racing. What does a 18-year-old kid, 19, 20-year-old kid that does not have a resume expect?
Unbelievable.
I don't know how you do it. Like, to the point that, like, I don't know if I want my kid to go racing.
This aggravates me. This upsets me.
It upsets me, too. And I don't know the fix either. It's too freaking expensive.
All right, so you saw right there that Joey Logano says that the NASCAR model is broken, and more importantly, he doesn't know if it can be fixed. He says that he is a multiple-time champion, and for him to even get that Truck Series ride, they weren't even going to try to cover it with their own type of sponsors or anything like that. He had to bring money to the table himself, and that is concerning. This echoes the point that Kyle Busch was making, and let's look at that here. Via Toby Christie. When asked what John Hunter Nemechek needs to get back to full-time cup racing, Kyle Busch says $6 million. Busch says it's not a talent game anymore, it's a money game. And I think most of the fans actually agree with this. You hear over and over again, a lot of fans are tired of having quote-unquote money drivers in the sport. Well, apparently this is why you've got money drivers. They're tired of drivers that they know have a ton of talent getting passed over time after time after time. Well, it is because those drivers don't have money behind them, according to Kyle Busch and according to Joey Logano. I feel like Kyle Busch would be an expert on it too because, recently he just moved to Richard Childress Racing due to a sponsor leaving him, and he had to leave Joe Gibbs Racing, depending on, whatever story you get into. I'm not getting into that today. But anyway, so I feel like Kyle Busch is an expert. Definitely Joey Logano would be an expert too because you don't see him run that many events. And this might be why, outside of Cup Series racing, I guess I should say, and this might be why, because even a two-time Cup champion has to bring sponsor money to the table. The teams are no longer willing to, as he said there, get a veteran in there to help them build their program. They just more or less, they want the money and they don't really care about the talent anymore. So somewhat concerning. And I think overall, if you look at NASCAR, what hurts it the most is having those blue-collar guys that work their way up. That's what made the sport be in its golden era back in the day when you had the Dale Earnhardts, Rusty Wallaces, so on, so forth. Guys that people could really relate to because they were from the blue-collar. It's hard for some people to relate to money drivers because they didn't grow up in that situation. So I think more than anything, what hurts the sport is not having those blue-collar guys in there. So hopefully NASCAR finds a way to address this. But it is cool and pretty ballsy for both of these guys to call out the current model. NASCAR is in discussions with entities in Montreal about possibly bringing the racing series back to the circuit. Gilles Villeneuve as soon as next year, according to people familiar with the matter, potentially with the Cup Series for the first time. What makes this interesting here is that from all reports, it looks like Chicago is going to be one and done. So if you want to go to the Chicago street race, if you want to see the street race in Chicago, better go this year because it looks like it's going to be one and done. And it looks like potentially Montreal, which is in Canada, for those you don't know, is going to be possibly one of the tracks contending to replace that. A lot of people have campaigned for Chicagoland to get that date because they want to keep a date in Chicago. Some people want Road America in there. So a lot of things seem to be up in the air. But according to Adam Stern here, it looks like Montreal is at least going to get a look from the powers that be. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you think it'll be Chicagoland? Do you think it'll be Montreal, Road America, or, you know, maybe a track I haven't thought of, Rockingham, Wilkesboro, so on, so forth. But looks like right here, at least one of those dates that are up for grabs might be going to Montreal. So NASCAR will be racing in Canada, kind of, you know, Montreal joke, Canadian joke. Don't at me. And to wrap things up here, 2311 and Kamayu Kobayashi, hope I said that right, are going to team up to race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. My dream announcement today, I will be racing the NASCAR Cup Series at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on 8/13/23. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Toyota Racing, 2311 Racing, Toyota Gazoo Racing. And of course, penalty news today. I guess the big story for some people, not to me, because Legacy Motor Club's season is already in the toilet, in my opinion, anyway. But the number 43 team has been issued a level 1 penalty for modification to the greenhouse area. The penalty is a loss of 60 points, 5 NASCAR playoff points to the driver and owner. And they're losing the crew chief for at least a couple of races. All right, that is all I've got for you on this one. If you like the content and made it this far, feel free to subscribe down below. All your subscriptions mean a lot to the channel. If you got a question, comment, or anything like that, leave it down in the comments section. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.